last weekend for the Strawberry Festival.
Did you see any of the concerts while you were there?
We saw 3 songs of Sarah Evans.
Okay.
And, we were here.
The only thing Katrina saw were corn dogs
Oh, stop it. So we actually...
and elephant ears.
George and I, my family, his wife, we went last week, or Sunday, and I got one.
I have the video.
Corn dogs. Not the biggest one, but the medium one.
That's too funny. I was there Sunday, too.
You were?
Yeah, I saw Bobby Bones.
Pat did, too.
I love Bobby Bones.
Yeah, I was back there when Bobby was taking pictures with everybody.
Doesn't she have did you see the fiddle player, Natalie Stokes, I think is her name?
I did not see her, but
Awesome. She's with his group, and they do funny songs.
So this was not on our agenda, but I have to talk about it just because we are totally feeling it now, and it'll be really interesting to see where these numbers come out next month. So I know it sounds like terribly late, but what happens is on the 15th of the month from the previous month, Florida Realtors pulls all of our data, they extract it, if you will, out of the MLS, and then they basically launch pretty much, they put all those things together, and within a week or 10 days, they give us the numbers. So the reason why I want to mention this is because I've been saying for a while, we have been slammed with buyers. So if you're thinking about selling, call me because I want your listing right now. We will take it, and Kimberly will make it amazing. We will sell it fast because the buyers are we have way more buyers than we do sellers at this point. Nice. And usually when I start feeling it, because we're really active, it shows up in the numbers about a month later. And so it's interesting that Mimi put this in front of me this morning. January of last year, we were at a 3-month absorption rate. And if you remember, Leo, what was the number from 2018 over 19? I think it was 2.3?
2.3
months. So we're at a 2.2 month supply of homes. And that's just for January. And these numbers usually lag because you have to think the people that closed in January were the ones that contracted over the holidays. So I think we could see numbers in a 1-month supply of homes, point something.
Wow.
We're going to be watching this very closely, which means you guys will be slammed, Leo and Adam.
No, that just means there will be less houses for people to find.
Yes. But so that's what I'm saying. If you're thinking about selling, now is the best time. The rates are really at an all-time low. I mean, we've said it for years, but I legitimately feel like you'd be hard-pressed to ever see these rates again in your life. And so if you're thinking about making a move, this is an incredible time because you can take the portability with you. So if you've been in your home forever and your taxes are low, you actually can take that exemption to your next house. So if you missed that show with Mike Fasano, just check it out on Tampa Home Talk because the whole thing is in its entirety there, and it's pretty cool. If you need help, if you need breakdown on it and you want to know how that would work for you, call us or text us. We'll walk you through it. 813-377-2775. 813-377-2775. Trying to see if there's anything else that jumps out at me on the page. The biggest thing is the absorption rate. That's where my head went, was the 2-month supply of homes. So it'll be interesting to see how these numbers change. We're going to be watching them close.
And isn't January usually a little bit slower, like January or February slow anyways, right?
Well, they're not really. We start to see things pick back up, especially around this time, because you have to think, especially first-time home buyers, they're getting their tax refunds. A lot of them are using them to buy their first home, and sometimes people just wait for the holidays to make a move. So it just depends. And then summertime...
Right, but you said these were these numbers were lagging, so we're even looking at people that were looking over the holidays, right?
So
that's what I'm saying.
If we're looking at numbers for January 2020, which we are, that means they would have contracted on their home, meaning signed the offer, get it accepted by the seller, and then you go to close later. That would have been around December.
Right.
Maybe November for some of them, but probably December.
Summer could be like a 2-week absorption rate.
Yeah. Wow.
That'd be scary.
I don't even know how I would breathe, really.
Right.
So we're hiring. I literally just had a showing assistant in here yesterday being interviewed. We can't bring her back fast enough for her second interview, but it's we've definitely been on our toes lately, that's for sure. And we've got several new listings coming. So speaking of which, I've got an amazing property coming up in Wilderness, Kim.
Oh, nice.
I know you're going to go see it today.
Today, yeah.
No pressure. How fast can we stage it?
This weekend. Oh, tomorrow. Yeah, we can do it tomorrow.
Any chance we can get it done today? I'd love to do an open house on it tomorrow.
We might. We very well could, yeah.
It's pretty much empty and ready for you.
Now, what happened with that house we were down in Apollo Beach? Is that still...
It's still in the market. It's still available. I think we are probably going to have a little adjustment there on some of the numbers. Where that is, I don't know. But I was hoping the guy that came through, I guess we probably shouldn't say who he is, but was hoping he would pull the chain, but I think it's a little early for him to actually make a decision on that.
And you staged that home, didn't you?
I did.
So if you want to go back and look at our YouTube channel and see Kim's great work, you can see the show from that
Smash
day.
and subscribe. That couch was so comfortable.
It was.
So what did you guys think about it? And no lie, right? I can't make this up. 3 bachelors live there, Kim.
Yeah. Well, the first thing is you walk in and you're like, okay, men live here. There was
All
no
kinds of-
color. It was all just really flat.
It was a nice house.
I mean, it's a nice
There's just
house,
no
and they
light.
had nice things, but it was just really flat, like not really artwork, or if the artwork was there, it would blend it in, or it was very high tech, just like light panels and stuff. So
Maybe
I mean,
that's why I
just
liked
cool.
it. Maybe that's why I
But
liked
we
it.
liked it so much.
I don't have nice things. I'm constantly told this is why I can't have nice things.
Your wife has all the nice things.
Right.
You don't need them, Leo. You just need to go to work so she can buy them. That's all this was.
No.
Didn't anybody give you the memo?
Hey, where's the Strawberry Festival, dude?
He's coming. So yeah, it's incredible. Like just this whole journey. It's been really fun with you, Kim, and I know you like jump in anytime we need you. So that listing,
love
by
it.
the way, it was someone that I had originally talked to. They didn't hire me initially, just because I'm busy, so I didn't get back to him as fast as he wanted me to.
Right.
So with that being said, he hired somebody else, and it didn't quite go as well as he thought it would. And he got an appraisal that was ridiculous, and I'm like. And I guess it was a lender too that was buying it.
Ridiculous good, ridiculous bad.
No, not in the seller's favor.
No.
So I said, well, where's the appraisal? Let me see it. Let me look at it because I can dive into those things. And he's like, they didn't give it to me. I said, I bet they didn't. So I think they were just trying to pick it up for a really low price. But it's beautiful. Everything in it's been redone. And I see a lot of properties. It's pretty... I hate to say this because it's really not in a bad way, but I just see so many homes. It's hard for me to have a wow factor with a home. Even a really nice, big, expensive home. It's just hard for me to have the wow factor because a home is a home is a home.
What about a couch?
Not even a couch. But so this floor plan's
I'm gonna
really
fight you
cool,
for that
Kim.
couch,
You'll
by the way.
you'll
I
see
love
it with
that couch,
this
too.
one in Wilderness that's coming up. It's got an upstairs like bathroom and bedroom that's separate, which is
Okay.
really nice for that next gen living lifestyle. And the rest of the floor plan's really spread out in terms of the bedrooms and stuff. Really open concept in the middle. The driveway, you could fit 8 cars just in the driveway.
Oh,
and
wow.
this is in Wilderness, not even in the garage. It's in a cul-de-sac with a little walking trail right there.
Oh, nice.
So this one's coming up. It's not yet on the market.
Where's Wilderness at?
Wilderness Lake Preserves up in Land O'Lakes on 41. If you've never been there, Adam,
I've never been.
Go check it
Obviously,
out.
I didn't even know where it was.
So the lodge, they're common areas. If you go in the lodge, the first thing you're going to think is Disney. Have you ever
Really?
been to
Oh,
Disney's
yeah.
Wilderness Lodge? That's what it reminds me of. It does.
That's awesome.
It's a smaller scale.
Right,
It's
right,
not
obviously.
Disney, but it
Mickey's
reminds
not
me.
walking through
Mickey's
on a
not walking
Saturday.
through. But it's really just the amenities and the huge pool, the resort style pool, and just the way it's laid out. It's a really nice property.
This isn't one of those like Crystal Lagoon things,
No,
though, right? Okay.
No. Just the resort style pool.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Which they're building so many of those. We just signed another contract yesterday for the one coming in. My mama technically in the name of it. So 55 and up. So say the buyers are like, and then so that's a one of my they've been buying for 25 years. So we'll sell their house, but probably not it's interesting. They don't even want it listed high. They're like, no, we just want you to sell it. We don't want you to live in it. I was like, all right, I can do that. He goes, I'm worried you can sell it. All right, you're listening to Tampa Home Talk. Our office number is 813-377-2775. Text.
Are you looking
Smith from the Flipped Room. I should know
You got her
that.
name right.
Says Kim Smith right over here.
I know.
We're also joined by Adam Talley in his off-season NFL garb.
I spent a little time at the stadium yesterday, so I was going to
Is
support
that why?
him.
What were you doing yesterday? Did you do the XFL?
No, so I'm a part of it's like a leadership class type thing called Tampa Connections, and yesterday we had our sports day. So we spent the morning at Amalie Arena. I got to hear from Derek Brooks. Got
Who's
to hear
that?
from
Who's my
Dave
favorite
Anderchuk.
player? You don't know who Derek Brooks is,
I
are you?
don't follow sports.
Spent time there, and then we spent time at the Buck Stadium. So it was a big day.
Derek Brooks was one of the players when the Bucks won the Super Bowl.
Also a Florida State Seminole. We love him. He's the best. Hall of Famer. Same with Dave Andrewchuk, another Hall of Famer. So it was a good day. It was awesome.
Also my neighbor.
Who? Andrewchuk?
No, Derek Brooks.
Brooks. That's awesome.
He's really still pretty well-rounded in the community.
Oh,
Really
he still does a
all-around.
ton of
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. He's busy.
So, what? What do you give me that look for?
I didn't know who these
Oh.
people were. You
He's
and
giving
your,
that look like I missed something.
you and your.
Turn that guy's mic off. He doesn't know who Derek Brooks is. Turn him off.
Oh, right?
I don't follow sports.
He may not have even been living here when the Bucks won the Super Bowl, were you?
That was in the 70s.
Oh, stop it. No, was that 02, 03? Somewhere around there.
So yeah, I think so.
No, I thought it was like 06.
No.
No. That was
It was 02
the
or
Lightning one, I think, in 06.
Yeah, I was after it.
Oh no,
Somewhere around
I didn't even know Tampa existed back then.
Yes, I know, but we did, actually. And some of us still support our team.
There we go.
Some
Yeah, but you ask this guy about the castle, he'll tell you everything.
Of course. I know it's a 100-year-old brothel back from the early 1900s when the cigar factory workers wanted to let off a little steam afterwards.
I didn't even realize that. That's cool, though. I have been there, but I didn't realize that.
Wow. I didn't know that either.
I wonder how much it's changed from back then.
I can guarantee you Derek Brooks doesn't know anything about it.
How do you know? He might. We'll have to ask him. We're going to bring him on the show now and ask him.
Love it.
And is he going to fit? If he's like a pro athlete player, wouldn't he be the size of this table?
He'll fit. We can just move stuff around a little bit.
Yeah.
It's not a big
We'll make
dude.
room for him. Yeah.
So, all right, Kim, shall we get to your stuff? Because we do have some important stuff to talk about today.
No, this
So-
distraction was brought to you by Leo Kane of Barrel
That's right.
Engineering and Inspection. Anytime you need a distraction from your talk
Text
radio hour,
distraction to
text
eight-
distraction to 813-377-2775. That's 813-377-2775. Leo Kane is always filled with one-liners to brighten up your hour.
So, before we dive
Hey, did
in,
Kim want to be called Kim or Kimberly?
she prefers Kimberly,
Yeah, that
right?
That's what I thought.
everything just about.
Well, it's like people call. I've
Hey,
always
you.
go by Katrina, and people are like, "Does anybody call you Kat?" Not really. I guess it's the same thing.
yeah,
right?
it is.
So, before we move on, though, I want to give a shout out to one of our listeners that came in yesterday. Daryl with the water department came in yesterday to pick up his tickets that he won for the Strawberry Festival Saturday. And really cool guy. And he let
Awesome.
me know that the whole water department for the city of Tampa listens to us.
Really?
Oh, very
And
nice.
So we want to tell you guys thank you for having on Money Talk 1010 and listening to us while you're at work. We appreciate it. And if you ever have a question or you want to meet one of our guests or you want to know something, again, you don't have to go on the air. It's okay. We know that you don't want to talk on the air. It's very
We
common.
should have the water department on, or representatives of, to talk about conservation going into the summer months.
I think we have something like that planned. Maybe
That
we
would be
know.
awesome.
Yeah. So off-air number 813-377-2775. You can call or text. If you got a question, we won't make you go on the air, and you can just ask away, and we'll answer it on the air for you. 813-377-2775. And so let's move on to our home trends for 2020. So Kim, what are you seeing out there in the properties you're staging? And I guess more importantly, how do you as a stager, how do you get in tune as to what's going on and what's happening and the trends that are changing?
Well, so everything moves forward in home design. And it takes a while, though, for it to become mainstream. So a lot of the things that we were seeing or hearing about, even a couple of years ago, finally we're beginning to accept and incorporate in our homes now. We are considered the mainstream and not the high-end,
So can you give me an example of what you're talking about?
colored cabinets.
Oh, okay.
So colored cabinets, they started introducing those a few years ago, but finally it's becoming mainstream. Well, we're researching this topic of home design versus home staging trends for this year. I was reading all sorts of articles, and there was a couple of articles that were saying that the colored cabinets were on their way out, and I'm thinking, wait, it just hit mainstream. I'm just beginning to like this.
Is it the shimmer colors?
No, not the
Some of 'em?
Some shimmer
Yeah.
colors, but mostly the really saturated colors like navy and dark
Yeah.
green and rust, and even some of the primary colors too are going more. I mean, I saw something the other day that was the color of your green wall, cabinets in a home.
That is like 1970s reinvented. I would not recommend that. I'm just saying.
No, and it's not mainstream yet at all. So if you put that in a kitchen right now, it would be difficult to sell. We would recommend. We'd always recommend repainting.
I would be surprised if that actually makes it mainstream, honestly, because I think people are more conservative and money and conscious with their money.
Yeah, this was
so I don't
more
see
for
that.
very specific and personal. So that's actually the first topic we're going to talk about is be unique, be generic. So it sounds contradictory, but it's not because you're talking about home design versus home staging. So in home design, we're seeing, go unique, be personal, show your personality in your home.
But if you do it too much, like if you walk in and it's all leopard print, like that's not going to bode well.
Well, it's not just leopard print. It's like big art pieces or very, very handcrafted items that are unique to that person, but bizarre in the mainstream, where we've never seen it, we're uncomfortable with it. So when
we stage it, we actually have to be careful of that because sometimes we're unwinding some of that stuff that's already in a home because we need to make that transition from their home to a house that we're going to be listing.
So that is a good point. We want to remove big items that take the focus away from the actual bones of the home because they're not the potential buyer's not buying the property inside, they're buying the property itself.
So that one property I was telling you about, remember I said they've been clients for 25 years.
Yes.
We chatted about it a little bit off air. They do have like this shimmer. It was funny because I noticed it. It's like this sage green, like a shimmer almost in the paint. I've seen cabinets like that too. And I said, is that a Ralph Lauren paint? And she goes, yes. How did you know? I said, because I have a very similar paint in my bathroom, only it's not this color and I don't like my color anymore. It's actually quite obnoxious. I'm ready to get rid of it. I'm over it already. I loved it at first and now not so much.
Yeah.
But it probably would be a great color. I don't know if they make it anymore, but yeah, it's just like a shimmer color.
Well, I equate shimmers with like nail polish and
not a glitter.
No.
I was thinking the same
that
thing.
Pearl. Pearl color.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's not like this.
Yeah. No, not glitter. No.
Definitely a pearl.
But sheen to it, and I get tired of that after a couple of weeks, so I don't know how it translates into seeing it every day.
I did a dark copper brown in my bathroom.
Oh, wow.
It sounds horrible, but it actually looked
nice.
amazing when I did it, and now I don't like it anymore.
How long's it been?
Oh, too long. I'm ready to get rid of it.
Well,
already.
yeah. See, it's
when I redid my bathroom, I painted it that color, so it's been 3 years, maybe.
Okay.
4 years.
It's time to repaint.
Yeah.
I'm over it,
Especially in a bathroom.
Yeah.
So
I'm ready to go lighter. It's too dark.
What color are you thinking?
I don't know. I love that paint in that house, but I probably can't buy it anymore. So
How long
go lighter.
have they been painted?
not long ago. It was just painted.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe within a year.
Okay.
And it's just two of them. There's no kids running around, marking on the walls, bumping into the corners.
So we're talking about being unique or being generic. You want to be more generic when you're staging. So finding up-to-date furniture in good condition, neutral colors, those are the best choices for staging. If you have very personal pieces, then you want to kind of pack those away.
Give an example of what the last personal piece was you saw, and you're like, hey, we got to pack that away.
Antique curio cabinet filled with collectibles.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. I remember this house that we staged. It was South Tampa. It was in, I can't spit the name out. I can see the neighborhood in my head. And it was, over $1 million. And everything was neo 90s on the inside, including all their artwork. And so they had it listed from somebody else before and they couldn't sell it. And so.
What is neo 90s?
Like the flat cabinets, the dark black furniture, the sharp angles. It's just everything.
The bachelor pad.
No, it was a couple, but everything about their decor and their home and the cabinets and everything
dated.
screamed 90s, yeah. And so I was the only agent that came through there and said, you're not selling this house for 1 point anything with that kitchen and your furniture the way it is. And we're like almost shocked, but they listened and they modified some stuff and they sold the house.
Yeah.
So, but people can't see past that. It's rare that we would go in and say, hey, yeah, you kind of need to rip out this whole kitchen and replace it, which you don't have to, but if you want a certain price, you're going to have to, if you want to sell it. Otherwise, you're going to have to price it accordingly because the buyer that comes through will rip out that kitchen and they're offering. So, all right. Let's move on to
joined by Katrina Madewell with Keller Williams and, of course, Leo Kane with Barrel Project Engineering and Inspections. And today we're joined by Kimberly Smith, and we're talking all about home staging, trends, what to look out for, shimmery paint on cabinets, maybe a no-go. But yeah, take it away.
Adam, can I ask you a question before you
Fire
disappear?
away.
Because you have the ability after this first hour to disappear. Are you going to be here with us till 10 o'clock today?
Probably not, because I was
Oh!
got to make up that time. It's a busy season right now. We have so many refis and everything else going on. It's we got to.
Did you have any clients from Nashville?
No, I do not have any clients in Nashville. Unfortunately,
Okay.
I'm licensed here in Florida.
Yeah, what was
Oh,
the
okay.
They had tornadoes, right, or something? I don't watch the news, so.
You don't watch the news. The other one doesn't watch football. Oh, my gosh.
Either.
Well, Nashville has got millions, if not billions, of dollars of damage. And I watched a video yesterday. It was 10 minutes long. And it was to the point where I had to turn it off because it was so sad. The homes, the businesses, the airports, the lives that were lost. It is just horrendous.
Yeah.
Just insane. The tornado and the damage. It picked up one car and threw it through the air, and it landed on the second floor of an apartment building.
Can you imagine that?
No, you can't imagine the fury of a tornado like that. It's unbelievable when you look at this damage.
Boats and put them into the third story of buildings.
Yeah, there you go.
Thinking about the people in the third story of the building, like a boat just comes through the ceiling.
Katrina, families died sleeping. They were, because it came in at 1 o'clock in the morning. A family of 3, a child, a mom, and a dad, died all together. They didn't even know. I mean, they were sleeping and it just leveled their homes.
Well, I tell you what, if I am going to lose my kid, that's the way I would prefer to do it. Just take us all out.
Wow.
I'm just
That's
saying,
crazy.
like
Yeah.
that's at least it's in the sleep. Or they're sleeping. Can you imagine being
They were
awake for
scared,
that? And the poor kids, like
Mm-hmm.
if they even lived through that, they would probably have nightmares forever.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll definitely keep those families in our prayers and in our thoughts. And I know that Keller Williams has a big foundation called KW Cares, and anytime something like that happens, they go in with truckloads full of stuff.
That's good.
Dave Ramsey got affected.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
His house or business or both or
I'm not sure if it's both, but he said that they took a good hit also. So,
wow. I know they're right there. He's pretty high up too, so it's a good chance. Definitely they got hit. So
Yeah, because the higher you get, the stronger the winds are, actually.
yeah, I mean it will just sucks everything in around it, pulls it down and throws it out.
I'm glad we don't get tornadoes that size here. That's crazy.
We've
You would just get
Hurricanes.
much bigger ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we have months to plan for it almost. Like it feels like months. It's weeks. Like in
At
your
least a
world,
couple days, yeah.
In your world, Adam, they're just talking about it for days and days and days and days and days until it gets to
In
the
my
box.
world, they shut down my ability to do anything
Once it's in
like
the box-
a week before.
But you know it's coming. But that
Yeah.
it has gotten longer. That little ability to find insurance.
hey, is Kimberly still with us?
Yeah.
She's here.
I think that was Pat's cue to get us back on.
I know. We're trying.
He started it though. He always does.
Thanks for listening to the fun with us every week. We really appreciate it. We know we bounce a little bit, but we want to keep it fun. It would be boring if we just came in and said, "This is our outline.
That's
we got to
right.
follow number 1 and number 2 and number 3."
Absolutely.
You guys
All
would be
relevant
bored.
topics,
We got to
though.
keep you entertained.
Absolutely.
That's part of the fun, and bring you great content.
That's where my one-liners come in.
Yes, they're very appropriate. All right, so Kim, going back to what you said, where you said "let there be light" and "let it be stylish," are we talking about lamps? Are we talking about some of those solar lighting, or what are we talking about?
Talking about all kinds of lighting, mostly inside, but definitely playing with the outside lighting too. So one of the biggest trends we're seeing is portable lighting, like swag lights that you can hang from the ceiling and plug into the
No
wall.
way, they're going back to that.
Yes,
Oh.
but it's cool. There are a lot of cool options out there. And what they're doing, they're hiding the cords. They're using decorative cords, not the big fat fabric ones, but like braided cords that have a decorative purpose. So they're also doing wall sconces and then hiding the cords under the those little metal things that match the wall or whatever, just so that people who can try it out to see if they like it first, or if they're renting, they can do that. So we have the ability now to bring in some cool lighting that could be a feature if we're staging, and then take it away if it's not your style, or if it's not their property.
I love the older lights, like especially from the 70s, like the older, like stained glass kind of in them with the metal. Like I just love stuff like that. And Tiffany lights.
Yeah, Tiffany lights are way out. Like
I know,
the
but I
stained
love
glass
them.
is way out.
I don't have any of it, but I like it.
A lot of the mid-century modern, the arcing stuff,
Can you imagine?
anything modern is in.
Imagine how pretty those would be with LED lights in them.
Well,
That
and
would
the
bring them back.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I'm not.
I'm thinking no. I'm thinking
Kimberly
no.
is.
Kim's like,
So when you're updating your home,
See, this is why if I were to, I'm just saying, this is why if I were to sell my home, I would just get out and let Kim come do it, and then I'll come back.
like, no, this has got to go. Sorry. Oh, so if you're
It's like,
updating your
I
home,
packed your whole house. All of my stuff is now in your home. Let me know when I can come get it.
right. Oh my gosh. So a big thing to do if you're planning to sell your home is focus on the lighting, because updated light features is one thing that new modern buyers are looking for.
Yeah.
The younger generation, they're looking for power saving remote access, color options through LED, the ability to dim the lights. Those are all features that we kind of take or leave, but the newer generations coming up, they're looking at that. And what I also heard is trending, or for the newer generations, are buying bigger homes and planning to stay. They're not necessarily buying starter homes and moving into bigger homes. They're buying the bigger homes now, but they don't want to do the DIY stuff, not the big stuff like the light fixtures and things.
Well, I have seen that trend of the first-time home buyer age move up.
Mm-hmm.
So it used to be like in the 20s, and now it's more like in the 30s.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the 20-year-olds still have a couch to sleep on.
And it's interesting. There was a whole bunch of studies actually done on this, how a lot of the people that age, their parents lost their home in the housing crash. So they had just this weird aura mentally
Right.
about it and about home ownership, and how a lot of them have kind of come around and basically decided to purchase. But, some of them were in their mid to late 30s. So
they're planning on staying there.
yeah,
so these are
that
good
ties
things.
right
So-
in with what you said.
Yep. So the next trend we're seeing is country farmhouse chic is not necessarily that chic anymore, but it's not going away. What you have to ask yourself is, what country are we doing now? We're seeing
Wow,
a trend
okay.
towards European country. It's a little more sophisticated. You're seeing a little bit more real antiques, not necessarily just distressed primitives.
Well, my mother-in-law, she has a ton of that stuff. So she's
Well,
laughing 'cause she stayed at your house.
some of it, some of it is coming back, not all of it. But
It's pieces, right?
it's
That's kinda
pieces,
what I'm
yeah,
noticing.
sure, it's pieces. It's touches of whimsy, but classic prints, classic materials, incorporating botanicals. Like, think about some of the British country, some of those, but it's coming back in new and different ways. Like, some of the botanicals are coming back in wallpaper, but it's not the tiny, tiny fussy ones. It's like huge wallpapers.
I've seen that and I've heard
Yep.
that, and the painters actually said that.
Yes.
And I'm like, that's so, like, I can't even imagine that.
It's
but-
it's huge patterns, which actually I've seen some stuff and it's really cool. And like
It'll
caning.
be out in 5-10 years.
I know, yeah, it will. Well, everything is.
at least
Yeah.
it's wallpaper, and you can just
Pull
rip
it-
Oh,
it
pull it
down.
off.
no,
yeah,
wallpaper's
yeah.
not that easy to remove.
Well, depends on who puts
How
it up,
old it
right?
is.
Especially in Florida with the humidity, it starts to peel off the
Peel
walls.
off,
It
yeah.
makes the moisture
Does it
damage
for
easier
you,
to find on
right?
the inspections.
seasonal wallpaper.
It makes the moisture damage easier to find on the inspection.
It does.
So you know how the country farmhouse was like muted tones, whites and stuff. Now we're going with more saturated colors, incorporating more pattern. So it's not just a blank canvas anymore, but it's also highly curated. Like, you're going to have, stark differences like white walls with dark trim, but then you're going to have an explosion of pattern in pillows, maybe one feature wallpapered wall.
So it's like the accessory stuff
Yes,
almost.
yes.
What about like the open cabinets, or just like the shelving that has all the plates and everything?
Those
out
are
in the
still
open?
in,
That's still
absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely still in. But we're seeing them in different, chunkier woods and metals, not necessarily glass.
I have a
and
question.
brass. Brass is kind of, it's like a stepchild right now, but it's still relevant. So you can still use your gold stuff, but they're saying if you're going to like replace your door handles and stuff, go with a brushed nickel rather than anything with gold tones.
We have oil rub bronze. Are we out yet?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Which I have oil rub bronze too. So, but hey, it's in my
I
house.
like it.
But you have
It's
to
in my
think
house.
the Bronze Age is going to be replaced by the Silver Age.
Yeah.
Yeah. and it has been. And
I
we're
just
also
want to
seeing
go
black
back to
too.
gold. It's like so tacky. I don't think I'll ever do that.
Well,
What about the barn doors?
The barn doors are still in a little, just because we've seen such a huge trend, but they are fading.
It seems like they're everywhere still.
Well, the barn door per se is kind of out, but it's being replaced by like a sliding panel door or even a louvered door, different takes on that. So you're still seeing those sliding doors. They're still relevant. But it is fading, and that's, Pat, you brought up a good thing, because like I said, we saw them come in with a bang, but it took several years for it to hit mainstream, where we could actually go and find the hardware and not have like a contractor come in and do it.
Oh, you can order on Amazon now. Put it up.
Exactly. Now you can order it on Amazon, and that's where we're still going to continue to see it for the next couple of years, and that's why it's going to fade out, because
You can go to Costco right now and buy it for $249, hardware, door, and everything.
Yep, and that's why it's going away.
Oh, so it's going away because it's affordable.
Yes, because then they have to come up with something else that they can sell us at inflated prices, because it's new. It's like the new car.
I think that barn door trend is going to stick around a little longer.
Yeah, the sliding door, absolutely. We're just going to see it in different finishes.
Yeah. Well, and I did that already in my house. So when we redid our paint, and we actually are one of those weird people that we took out all of the corners and put in rounded corners. That was a project.
I bet.
But we did. And so it started like with the kitchen reno, and then it was like months in construction to finish it. But anyway, we put a sliding barn door in the hallway. And I didn't do the standard like white or whatever finishes. I did like a stained red almost color.
Okay.
It's not bright red like your shirt, but it's like a stained red color.
Kind of a rusty
with
red,
the dark
deep
hardware.
red.
Like
and
a
then
burgundy, maybe, or no?
it's literally like a cherry wood.
Oh, cherry wood's a nice color. I like that
Yeah,
color. Yeah, nice
and
color.
our walls are like a
Do you know what
gray.
cherry wood is? Okay.
Why did people take me seriously?
I tell you, if you saw it, you would say, I like your barn door.
Is it a barn door, or is it a panel door? Is it shaped like a barn door with
Yeah.
a cross piece?
Yeah,
Okay.
it slides. And it like covers the hallway. It sounds funny.
No, so it's like a feature. Yeah.
Does it appraise?
Probably won't have any break value.
Right. There's no ROI.
Not at all. All right, you're listening to Tampa Home Talker. Off your number is 813-377-2775. Again, 813-377-2775. Kimberly Bridges of
Kimberly Smith.
No, you did it again. I
least
put
you
the
got the
burly.
Kimberly,
I
though,
put the
you know?
burly.
Halfway there. Barely Smith.
Like in my head, I said Bridges.
They were learning all
never
about
trained
these
yet.
new trends and these fancy decors and the barn doors.
Sliding doors still in.
The trend-
Different fixtures.
The trend for 2020 is to call your home stager Kimberly Smith by her new name.
That's right.
No,
All right.
no, Kim Barely.
Yeah,
Smith.
Kim Barely.
Barely. That's funny. I didn't even realize that. No, I got it. Okay. All right. So number 4, colors are the new neutral. It's an oxymoron. What are you talking about?
So the new saturated colors, including primary colors, but also still the shades of blue, from navy to light blue. The shades of green, from dark pine, olive, all the way to not quite lime, or a nice lime, not fluorescent.
Not
no,
quite
not
lime.
that color.
Yeah, quite lime.
And grays. So even the terracotta rust and the yellow golds, all the way to brown, all those super saturated colors are in, and they've been making their way in kind of a wedge.
They're in as accessories or in as paint?
They're in as paint. They're in as in cabinetry. They're in as in a feature of the home. Who knows how long that will last, but going bold and using saturated colors, so we're going to combine a couple, they're making a comeback. So you've got large-scale trim and moldings that are painted in these saturated colors against white or light-colored walls, in shades of white, shades of cream, even maybe light grays, the real neutral tones, but you're bringing that color in some of the larger wood pieces in your home.
And painting can be expensive. So if you're
Yes.
thinking about selling I wouldn't just paint that whatever color you want. I would talk to somebody about that.
So if you're thinking about selling, no, don't paint these colors, because that's where you diverge from your design for your home and your design for staging. So take out those accent walls. Some of them are still acceptable if you find the right person who likes that color. But if they don't like that color, then
it's a small percentage, I find.
Yeah, it is. You really,
because we see it firsthand. I mean, I had one that had like that rust color orange on the wall, and they were adamant about not painting that one accent wall. And I'm like, you really should paint it.
Yeah,
and so
it's not going to be their wall anymore anyway.
We went round and round and kind of like fighted about this wall
true,
for a
Adam.
while. And finally, as soon as they painted the wall, we got an offer.
Yeah.
And it sounds dumb, but it happens.
Now, do you think most people also just repaint when they buy a house anyways?
They
or
do.
Does it depend?
it depends on what they want.
A lot of them do, but
Yeah.
I think it's about how move-in ready is this home.
Yes,
I think
that's
in a
the main
buyer,
thing.
that's what. And Kim recently, we went through this with her and her husband buying their home, and it's just, of course, she has part of her stager brain on and part of her buyer brain on.
Right.
But you just get that feeling like, it'd be too much work.
Yeah, that you do. And especially if you've got to go way, if you've got high ceilings, you know that you can't do it yourself. Need
a professional.
Yeah, I don't want to do it myself.
Which their house they bought actually needed a ton of work.
Oh, yeah.
But it was amazing. Like, really, I mean, they got a good enough deal on it that it made sense for them to buy
it made sense. But yeah, I mean, and so, we're going to end up doing like beefing up the moldings and stuff like that. But those are all classic looks that even if you paint them, they can be repainted and they will still look good. So
what's the deal with patterns everywhere? That's another trend.
Oh my gosh, patterns everywhere. And get this, no rules. You can put anything with anything.
Ew, so polka dots with stripes or whatever.
Absolutely.
Ew,
It's
I like
very
that response.
personal.
Ew.
So, but
Nice.
keep it to your things that you're going to pack up, like pillows, some
that don't even
artwork.
match.
Yeah. I mean, what you can do is you can take those fabrics and frame them and put them on the wall and see if you like them. Play with them a little bit. Start small, go big. Easy ways to start this in your own home is to blend a large scale print, a medium scale with a small print, or go with a geometric with a floral with an animal print. All those things actually do go together.
That look good? I haven't
It
seen
really
any
does.
of that in your staging.
Animal print where?
Well, you don't on pillows.
Okay, all
I'm
right.
thinking like pillows,
Okay.
artwork, accessories, not necessarily,
like wallpaper. Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
not wallpaper.
I was very
No,
scared
no.
for a
Kim,
second.
you know how I am. If you,
I know.
If you go stage something and it looks like,
Yep.
I'm going to tell you.
I know you are. And the reason you don't see that is because it's more specific. Using pattern in your home is so personal, just like color choices are so personal. So
What about tying NASCAR in somewhere?
yeah,
Probably
NASCAR
not.
probably not. Actually, anything that personal, we'd say no. That's like a sports
We're
team.
gonna
No
say,
sports team.
let's hack it up so we can take it to your next home.
Exactly.
Which maybe has a den for all that
Yes,
stuff, right?
Yes.
Number 6, let's go bold.
Yeah, go bold. We talked about a little bit with the color. That's talking about the contrasting, like black and white is in still. When you contrast, a dark contrast with a light contrast is still in, but you want to, that is a theme that has to run through the whole house. So you really have to, this has to be a conscious choice. And you also have to realize that if you're going to sell your home, you're probably going to have to repaint.
Okay.
So.
All right, number 7, luxury and natural materials.
So we're seeing a
about this.
trend towards, we saw the granite and the marble and all the really nice countertops, the really nice woods. Now we're seeing those things translated into accessories. So you're seeing, marble candle holders, marble planters that are for the home, for tabletops. Those are, we're still seeing the metal, we're still seeing the wood, so those are all good things, but using natural materials feels very luxurious. We're also seeing a trend away from raw edges and seeing more finished edges. Like instead of seeing like burlap with just the rough edge,
Shaggy edges,
the
yeah.
shaggy edges. Now we're seeing something called a flange edge, where if you know what piping is, it's that little tube of fabric that's a contrast or a welt.
I'm sure the engineer can chime in on that. Maybe he can describe it like a decorator, or like, how would you describe that?
A flange?
edge.
A flange.
It's just a rounded bevel.
Perfect.
Okay, you're right. And in fabric, it's a piece.
He
it's-
loves hearing that.
It's
by
a,
the way.
I know,
He just
right?
made his morning.
Yeah.
You're right.
So in fabric, it's actually not just a tiny hem, but an inch or more around the seam of the fabric that gives it.
So like the finished bolt, like this, like the embroidered edge almost. Is that what it is?
It can be embroidered. There sometimes can be a decorative edge, but like where you might see like a strip of lace, you see the same fabric. It's just sewn, to create that extra little pocket. And it gives it a casual appearance, but a finished appearance. So the more fabric you use, it's in your head, you're thinking it's more luxurious.
Okay. All right, number 8, let's talk about unique rugs. We're almost out of time.
Okay, unique rugs can be color, but right now we're seeing different patterns in rugs. We started seeing this last year, the last year or so, of seeing different shapes, not just your basic geometric shapes, but now free-form organic shapes. And rugs can really define the space and make things cozy, bringing them in and creating purpose, or they can really mess you up.
Talk back for an hour. I want to catch up with Kim, 816.